What's going on, fellas? So today I'm going to explain to you why you being calm and present, even in chaotic situations, and not just in problems and stressful situations, but your day-to-day life, will make you magnetic and it will attract the people and things that you want in your life. Now, I'm going to show you the difference between calm and chaotic energy. All right, G, being calm. And what I'm going to explain today is not about you being timid. And it's not about you just sitting back and letting the world happen to you. This is actually you happening to the world and you pulling things in like you're supposed to. Life is not about chasing. Life is about intention. The things that you're going to get out of life is because you're directed and you know what you want. All right, fellas, and because you know what you want, 9 times out of 10, you're going to move with a calm presence. So what we're talking about today, basically, guys, is your energy. And this is what's going to determine whether or not you attract people or you repel people, whether or not you're magnetic or you're repulsive, whether or not you vibrate low or you vibrate high. All right, G, now, what's calm? The best way I can explain this circle is your body. All right, G, and you got this flame inside of you. And because this flame is burning desire for whatever you want in life, G, okay, and I'm going to show you how to get this energy today. But you have this burning desire for life. You're high on life. And because of this, you have this flame inside your soul. And the people around you and the people that you interact with, they can feel this flame. They can't see this shit, all right, fellas, but they can feel it. And what this flame is going to bring them is warmth. All right, fellas, you ever been cold and then you sit next to somebody and they got a warm body or their body temperature is high? You just want to scoot closer next to them, all right? That's what it's like when you have that quiet confidence. You're not scattered all over the place. So when people meet you, they can tell from the first 3 seconds of meeting you when you have good energy. When you're calm, you drop people's guard. They feel easy around you. And that's what brings them in. It's like warmth in a cold world. All right, G, because it is a cold world. So people can feel when a man is centered and when a man is present versus when he's chasing. All right, G, now let me show you what chaotic energy looks like. Every man has a desire for something. All right, fellas, but when that desire is not grounded in purpose, when it's not rooted in consciousness, when you don't really know who you want and you're doing things for people's reactions or you're doing things out of reaction and not response, this flame actually sparks out in different directions. And what is this? This is you being overly reactive to shit. This is you getting your feelings about what somebody said or what you think they think about you. This is you trying to be somebody that you're not. This is you caring about other people's opinions. And what does this do? This changes your aura, so you're no longer warm. You're still burning, but you're burning in different directions, so people don't even want to come close to you. And even though you look good, even though you've been looks maxing, even though everything is good from the appearance in the outer shell, people can sense that you're not directed and you're not present. And that's why you're not attracting people, and that's why you're not magnetic. All right, fellas, so I'm going to leave this up here because I'm going to explain why quiet confidence will attract women and it also will attract people, respect, opportunities, and power in life. All right, G. Now, first thing about women. Why do women want calm energy? I did not say women want losers and incels and guys who don't have social skills. But women would prefer that when she's going crazy in her emotions that you just sitting back smiling. And the only thing you can say after she done tripping is how sexy she look. All right, fellas, gonna throw her the fuck off. And she gonna be wondering why the fuck you not reacting like 95% of men. All right, what does calm confidence show? Quiet confidence. It shows strength. All right, a big facet of not only being a sustainable human being, but obviously is a big facet of masculinity. All right, fellas, you overly reacting to everything a woman says or does, and you not understanding that, one, respect to all the ladies, you shouldn't take women serious, G. And two, 9 times out of 10, what people say, what people do is not an interpretation of you. It's always a projection of them and how they feel. You only understand this when you're present. All right, G, you can't understand this when your mind is focused on the past or when it's focused on the future or when it's anticipating something that probably won't even happen. You can find out people's intentions or their motives behind what they say and they do when you're locked in, when you know who you are, when you're observant as well. But you can only be that way if you're calm. I didn't say quiet like you're a mouse and you don't talk, but you're observant. So when people tell you something, G, a little strategy, take a deep breath. All right, fellas, breathe. 9 times out of 10, like I said, what people say, 9 times out of 10, people are not even trying to offend you. They're just speaking out of emotions. They're just saying the first thing they come to their goddamn chest. So all you got to do is sit back, analyze what they say, assess it, and you know the proper way to respond, not react. All right, fellas, another thing that this calm confidence shows, this burning desire that's contained. All right, fellas, now, this is the thing, and I want to teach you something. There's something called your edge. All right, G, and I'm putting this right on the outside of this circle because sometimes you need to lean beyond your edge just a little bit. All right, fellas, I'm gonna do a whole video about this. What I mean is, I'm not talking about this chaotic shit, which means every time somebody tell you something, you gotta react. What I'm saying is, there are sometimes you got to say something, and say something that is going to shock people and rock their world, so it gives them like a highlight of who you really are to your core. This is how you become authentic. Like I said, it's not about being a quiet mouse. All right, this shit is like an insulin spike when you do this every now and then. Like for all you calm guys and you chill guys, when you're around women, bro, every now and then it is okay to grab that chick and pick her up. All right, fellas, it's going to shock the shit out of her. But some guys, you're real green. All right, G, you got to lean a little bit beyond your edge. Just a little bit. I'm not saying being somebody you're not. And I'm not saying trying to impress people. I'm saying basically, G, you know when you see a beautiful woman, your soul tells you that that's the woman you should approach. But you got all these limiting beliefs in the back of your head, so you tell yourself that you shouldn't approach, and then you get like this. You get chaotic. Why? Because you're not present. You're not understanding that, bro, that's a natural feeling when you see a woman and you want to approach. So, G, just a little bit beyond your edge. I ain't telling you go approach every fucking woman. I'm just saying, if you see that chick, every one of you guys got that chick at your gym crush, that you know your ass need to approach, and you've been waiting weeks for the perfect time. I don't know what you're waiting for, because every day you spend contemplating on this shit, she's losing attraction for you, because guaranteed she probably like you too. All right, so right beyond your edge, fellas, just a little bit. Another thing it shows with women, and I'm going to get to people over here in a second. All right, fellas, people, power, and respect. But another thing what it shows to women is stability. All right, G, stability. It shows that you're grounded. G, how you react to certain things, let's say you dating a woman. All right, how you react to certain things, y'all been dating for a few months. How you react to certain things, the things she says, the things she does. What you do is you put it in her head and you ingrain it in her head that that's how the relationship gonna be. So every time she tests you or tell you something unexpected or something you can't anticipate and you can't like draw out like a blueprint and build, because you're a man, you always want to have the ending goal and the result and the outcome of everything. Every time she give you something feminine that you should just rest with and say, baby, it's gonna be okay, or you just brush it off or ignore it. Every time she give you something like that, you gonna trip out, and it shows instability. And women don't want to be with a man who's not stable. They're chaotic. So you can't blame them for being like that. They supposed to be like that. Women are like fucking water. All right, G? And you're like the fucking rock. So you can't blame her for not being like you. You have to stay like this regardless. But when you're like that, all chaotic, G, it shows lack of stability. And women don't want that. They might fuck you. All right, G, they might. Because you don't really need stability to fuck. And actually, lack of stability is actually sexy in some cases. All right, it's toxic. You get what I mean? But stability, all right, fellas, is important. That's what calm, quiet confidence shows. When I say quiet, I mean when a woman talks shit, your first reaction is not to say something back. Your first reaction is to process what the fuck she just said and determine your response. All right, G, and you can go many ways. It's like a video game. You know when like you going through the video game and then you stop and meet somebody and they say something to you, and then you got these options. You can press X, square, circle, or fucking triangle on which one you want to pick. G, stop just reacting and picking the dumbest fucking choice. Because what? Dumb shit leads to dumb shit. So every time you react on some dumb shit, you will get a dumb reaction. But when you stay calm and grounded, when you get those options, you can say, And you can think about the short-term effect and the long-term effect. Because you got time, G. When you choosing those options in the game, they ain't never timing you. Life don't have to be rushed. You don't have to frantically react to every time somebody says something. All right, G. Actually, when you sit back and think and be calm and listen to them and just look at them and nod your head, you actually scare people. And you make them second guess what the fuck they saying. That's the power in that, all right, G? So, strength and stability. Now, last thing. The last S. The women like is sex. No, I'm joking. Safety. All right, G? That's what calm, quiet, grounded, present, confident shows. It shows safety. All right, G? Now, there's a thing where women do want men who will knock somebody out at the sign of danger if her life is in danger, obviously. But, guys, you got to understand, no woman wants to be with a man that every time shit pops off, your ass gonna be going crazy and you gonna be crashing out just because somebody said something or just because somebody looked at her in a way. All right, G? So you gotta understand how you react with women. That kind of tells them how you react to the world. Because ironically, this is nature, G. Women will give you the same type of test, not the same test, but the same nature of tests that life will give you. All right? Women push and pull. Life pushes and pulls. Money pushes and pulls. All right, fellas? Nature goes up and down. There's day and night to everything. So every time there's night, you cry and you whine and you get chaotic. You tell a woman that you can't sustain yourself and you can't be a rock no matter the temperature or the weather. Because this thing about water, when the temperature changes, when the wind blows, if fucking animals crawl into that motherfucker, whatever happens to the water, it will be affected by its environment, all right, and what's in it. But a rock, the motherfucker don't move. It just sit there. Day or night, it just sit there. A squirrel can climb on top. The rock don't even know. The rock don't even care. And it's not that he don't care, he just don't know. He don't give a fuck. It's not even his concern. The rock's concern is to stay solid. All right, G, and the rock lasts forever and it never moves. And when people see it, they're like, ooh, look at this. And it's precious and shit, you know? Now, why does you being calm in chaotic situations and you just being present in life, how does this attract people, respect, and power? I'm going to sum this up in one word. All right, G, if you ever been on a boat, all right, a really large ship, there's this thing that either hangs from the bottom of it, and in the old days, they used to throw it over the goddamn top. All right, fellas, it's called an anchor. All right, G? And what an anchor does is it locks down the ship just in case the ship needs an emergency stop. All right, it's like an emergency brake in your car. All right, fellas, so what that anchor does is it locks something down. That's what you want to be in your life. All right, that's the aura that you want to have. You're an anchor. So wherever you go, when you walk in a room, this is the effect you want, G. You want the effect that, like, let's say there's a room of people arguing, like your family members, right? And you in the other room, or they don't know you in the house. And then you walk in the room, and just so happen, everybody stop arguing. They get calm. Why? Because your presence. You're an anchor. You got this burning thing inside of you, and people can feel it. And people just feel good around you. Fellas, this is real and this is possible. So if you're experiencing this, where every time people touch you, it's like the stove is hot. Fellas, it's you. It's not them. All right? Every interaction you have should be a lesson to you, not just an experience. Yes, experience life, live life, but learn from your experiences. You can't be that naive and narcissistic to say the reason why you can't get along with nobody, not a woman, not a friend, not even your mama, is because of them. You're the common denominator. All right, G? So when you understand presence, when you understand knowing yourself, you will have a different aura. And your energy will radiate, and all that social anxiety shit is going to wither away. All right, G? Now, let me give you something strategic. Something that I've been introducing a lot to you guys, and I'm going to show you again. All right, fellas. Now, if you don't hear this time, don't worry. I'm going to repeat this shit a bunch of fucking times. Probably like every goddamn video. Not every video, but every time the point comes up. Let me help you understand something, fellas. There's a 3-step process to getting what you want out of life. I'm not just talking about money. I'm not just talking about success. I'm talking about better relationships, better health, a better mindset. A better relationship with God, a better relationship with yourself. All right? When you wake up in the morning, I don't care what time you wake up. I don't care if it's 5 a.m. I don't care if it's 6 a.m. I don't care if you snooze and you wake up at 9:30. The moment you wake up, after your feet hit the floor, within 10 minutes, okay, whatever you're going to do next, I don't care what you do, G. It's all your prerogative, but I guarantee you what you do is going to start to change and you're going to get better results in life if you pay attention to what I'm saying. All right, fellas, there's a 3-step process and it literally takes 10 minutes of your time. If you can give yourself 10 minutes of your time every goddamn morning, you will change your goddamn life. The first thing, everything starts with your mind. The first thing you interact with in the morning is your mind. You think it's your phone because that's the first thing you grab. But your mind is the first thing you interact with and you connect with. And then you touch your phone and then you corrupt your mind with the bullshit. So first, don't touch your damn phone the first 10 minutes of the day, all right, G? I'm not going to go into a lecture about it. Just don't do it. Trust me on this one. But the first thing I want you to do in the morning, I need you to think. All right, fellas? And what do I need you to think about? I need you to think about what you want and who do you want to be. And not just who do you want to be, but who you are. Because you know who you are. I'm not talking about your mistakes. I'm not talking about your trauma. I'm not talking about all the bad shit that you done did, that you feel guilty for, that you have yet to forgive yourself for. I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm talking about who you are. So I need you to think it. All right? Think about it. Spend like 2 or 3 of those 10 minutes, all right? Let's say it's 2 minutes, G. This shit might take you 30 minutes. I don't know, but at least 10. So 2 minutes of that time, I need you to think about who you are. Then, as soon as it comes to your mind, I need you to write it. All right, fellas? Grab a piece of paper. G, I'm telling you not to touch your phone. But I know today's age, some of you guys have never used a pencil or a paper before. So maybe you need to get your notes out your iPad or your iPhone. That's fine. But then I want you to write it or type it or jot it down or whatever the hell you do. Speak it on like text to speech or speech to text or whatever you do, G. But make sure you see the damn words. And you're the one who put the words there. It's better that you write, all right? It's the age-old fucking skill and the age-old trick, actually. The next thing I need you to do, and actually this one is probably going to take you about 5 minutes of your time because some of you guys write slow. But the next thing I need you to do, and the easiest part, but the hardest part for a lot of guys, is I need you to say it. And the reason why I want you to say it is because some of you guys have never heard your own voice. All right, fellas. Now, I just said that and you didn't get it. Let me say it again. Some of you guys don't know how your own voice sounds. You know how my voice sounds. You know how your favorite YouTuber voice sounds. You know how your friend's voice sound. You know how your girl voice sound. You know how the news voice sound. You know how the government voice sound. You know how politics voice sound. You know how feminism voice. You know how everybody, Donald Trump, everybody. But you never sat there and listened to your voice and your opinions and your thoughts. Not the thoughts that's been influenced and manipulated by all that stuff I just named that you've been listening to. I'm talking about your thoughts. All right, G, so I need you to say it because you're saying your thoughts, the real thoughts that you want, not the thoughts that you see when you grab your phone and you see a bunch of chaos and nonsense and degeneracy. Fuck. Jeez, man. So you think it. Number 1, you write it and you say it. This next part, G, it's only going to take you 2, 5, then we got 3 more minutes. This part only going to take you 3 minutes, but I guarantee you after about 2 weeks, you're going to get addicted to it. And this part is going to take you about, I don't know how long it's going to take you. You're just going to love it so much. Why? Because you're going to start to see everything around you change. So this is the process. It starts in your mind. Then it goes on a paper. Then it comes out your mouth. And then you start to see it in your world. It's easy. All right, fellas. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in today. Make sure y'all do this, all right? Share this video with a homeboy who needs this. All right, fellas? It's your boy, KD. We out here, baby.